Hi, everyone. I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox. And this is
Literature on the Rocks.
Book Club.
Book Club.
I was fighting everything inside me to not sniff the mic.
Oh,
I wanted to do it so bad.
I thought I heard you do it too.
No, I wanted to.
I think it was just me trying not to laugh.
That's what I was trying not to laugh.
I was waiting for the...
We were talking a little bit before,
How dare us have conversation off the pod?
but we were talking about voice actors and how we were reading. Well, I wasn't. Rachel and Rox. Why don't you tell your story?
Tell us, Rachel.
Oh, okay. I was listening. Rox and I are both listening to Serpent and Dove for the pod.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, this bitch sounds familiar, especially when she started doing her male country twangy voice. I was like, oh, I know this bitch. And so I searched her name and she voiced another book that we read for the pod.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was like, oh, that's how I knew her.
Which made me think of, have you guys ever listened or watched the reels of the voice actors recording themselves? Like,
Oh, yes.
actually doing the work? Mm-hmm. They'll sometimes even go live on TikTok and you can watch them live doing it. And how many times they're like, oh, I messed that up.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because I'm like, that sounded great. What are you talking about?
Or like they'll get notes. You can hear them getting notes from whoever is on the other
really?
end of the
I don't
booth.
I'm
heard
assuming,
that.
is it like a producer? Maybe?
Yeah, some producer who's listening. But like if they mispronounce a word and they're like, no, it's like this. And
Or you
she's
said
like,
it weird.
Yeah, she's like, oh, the readers are going to hate that, but okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah. But I've never seen them getting notes, but they're like, they just push a couple buttons and it like rewinds them a couple seconds. Mm-hmm. And they're like, okay. And they'll listen to it and then they'll pick up where they left off or where they didn't like or whatever. But I don't know. It's so cool. It is cool. There are some times when I'm listening to a book, I'm like, is that girl on TikTok? No, it's not. It has not yet been, but I have looked up at least 3 because of like how you guys are talking about when they start
sounds
talking
familiar.
Yes.
It does.
Although Rachel was right. I have not been right.
They do have similar sounding voices. I wonder if that's the characteristic that you look for when you're picking audio.
I would think it would depend on the character.
But I just feel like they have
the book, maybe.
Yeah.
They typically, like the women at least, because I feel like a lot of our books are narrated by women mostly. They have a deeper, smooth voice and they talk like this. And it's, it's like all kind of similar.
Maybe, because it would probably be hard to be like,
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
I definitely do not want to listen to that for 6 hours.
But I feel like the voice actor was wrong for this book, Assistant to the Villain. I didn't think it matched what I
envisioned.
a young,
I gotta think about it.
bouncy little 19-year-old girl trying to feed her family.
Yes, exactly. I don't know, but I would be interested to watch somebody do that all the day long.
All right, should we get into this book club?
Yeah.
Let's get in it.
Okay, well, we read Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maehrer. As a reminder, we have 4 questions that we ask for every episode of our book clubs, and then we do 3 or 4 that are specific to the book itself. So our first question is, first impressions. What were your initial thoughts when you started reading Assistant to the Villain? Did the book meet your expectations or surprise you? I wrote, I didn't realize it was a TikTok book. I knew it was popular on socials, but had no idea the book was originally told on TikTok. It was definitely a cute fantasy book, but I really thought it was going to be hilarious. By the way, everyone talked about it on TikTok or on social media in general. I thought it was going to be this big comedy book, and it wasn't. I mean, it was cute, but my very first reaction was finding out the villain's nickname was just the villain, and I hated it. I was like, what? I thought the title was speaking generally about being an assistant to any villain. I had no idea it was a proper noun in the title. It made me think right off the bat that it lacked a little bit of creativity. In the end, it was a fun read, but it definitely wasn't what I expected.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to fillet this book right now?
Actually, I don't think so.
Okay.
You want me to go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, get your grill ready, guys. Like, let's get the sizzle started. Here we go. Just kidding. So, okay, initial thought, which is no shock here, another fantasy that wasn't my jam. However, after further review and now looking back on the story after it's been a few weeks, it's not that bad. Because I was going...
That is the best compliment you've ever given a fantasy book.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Top Fantasy rocks.
Look at
Top
it.
3.
Definitely.
This is the only one she's given 2 shots to, so.
Best fantasy book she's ever read.
I was a little harsh on the summary episode, I think. And after going through these book club questions and really answering them each, I realized that I didn't hate it as much as I thought I did. So although the writing was not what I expected, the story was cute and it was entertaining. Like after thinking back, like, okay, yeah, it was not bad. So I would say it needed to settle and I needed to review the story again. It is surprising me as we speak that I'll say that I didn't not like it.
I will say I've had a few experiences like that where I've read the book, we record the summary shortly after I've finished reading it.
Yeah.
It settles for a little bit and then we come back and do the book club and I'm like, I just don't remember what I rated it. I think when I finished Twisted Love, I didn't like it. But then when we came back to do the summary, I was like, there was some good parts.
Yes, that's how I feel about this book.
Oh, see, when because I think I gave Twisted Love 2 shots, and when I came back and read the questions, I was like, oh, I really didn't like it. I should have rated it a 1.
Yeah, I think I
yeah.
did rate. I mean, I still stand by. There's definitely been times when it's either gone like, oh no, I definitely did not like that book, and I tried to give it some grace.
Yeah.
And then there's been times where I'm like, I didn't give it grace, and I
you
needed
should
to.
have?
Yeah.
I feel like that's an interesting thing to explore. I wonder how many people, I'm sure it's a lot, but how many people read books and have a similar experience? You read it, you have your initial gut feeling, like this is what I thought, and then you go back to tell somebody about it, and you're like, actually, it wasn't that bad. How often do you tell people
are
about
you,
it?
reflecting, like we spend a good time in these books, and then we talk about them afterwards.
Yeah.
So how often is regular, join us in answering these discussion questions. But
I guess, I don't know, but I would imagine anybody who's in like a regular reading, they might go, oh yeah, I remember that book. Oh, I hated it, but actually now thinking back, maybe I didn't, right?
I don't think that I've ever experienced that until we started doing book club
yeah,
stuff.
same.
I think it was like, close the book. How do I feel? Okay, no, I know which one it was. Last House on Needless Street. When I closed that book, I was like, did I think that was good? I don't know how I felt about it. And then even Rox had asked me shortly after, like, oh, did you like it? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And then when we got to book club, I was like, no, I didn't like it. I figured out why I didn't like it with the girl D or whatever.
Yeah.
But I truly, by that point, I realized like, oh, I don't like it. And then we had like that whole moment where we discovered D might be one of his personalities. And I was like, oh, maybe I do like it.
Yeah, it changes.
It really does. And I was the opposite on that book. I was like, I don't know if I liked this at all. I'm like, that was weird. And then I go reflect to do the questions. I'm like, no, I really liked this book.
So sometimes, see, this is why you should join our book club.
Exactly.
So I read this book before I knew it was going to be on our TBR. I just finished a lengthy fantasy series. That's my jam. And I was like, I need something light and fun and just like
Palate cleanser.
A palate cleanser, yes.
Coffee beans.
Exactly. I need to inhale some beans. And this book, it is what it is. It's a young adult fiction. It didn't have world building. It didn't have all of those things, but it was a quirky little fun book.
Yes.
And maybe that's why I reflected on
smut.
it and kind of liked it.
Oh, yeah. You're like, actually, young adult.
Yeah, actually,
My
young
mind.
adult fantasy is my jam.
Yeah, you
Just
did
kidding.
like Hunger Games.
I
right?
did,
That's a
yeah.
young
But I
adult
also
fiction.
read it when I was a young adult.
Yeah, I know, but
I started listening to the
that's where
newest
you're
one that
stuck.
came out.
Oh, really?
It's about young Haymitch.
I want to read it.
Oh, I want to know
But
that.
I want to read all of them all over again because,
Oh,
you know,
I
I
don't
have
know
a
if I
really
can
horrible.
do it all over again.
So far, it's been just
I don't like any book that much.
I would reread Throne of Glass.
Really?
Yeah.
There's that.
That's a long one. I can't commit to that many books right now.
There's that question where they ask you, like, what book would you go back and read for the first time again?
Oh, yeah.
And I've thought about it, and I cannot pick one book.
Do you have multiple books?
No, I just couldn't pick a book that I was
I
like,
wanna
I
read
want to go
anything
back and
over again.
reread that book. No, I don't have not one.
What?
Do you have
Really?
one? But like for the first time, like if you could pick a book that was like, man, that book hit home or hit like, just
I
hit
would.
me.
Yeah.
This book I would reread and hope that I had all the emotions all over again.
Yeah.
Which book is that?
Kingdom of Ash.
Kingdom of Ash.
It's
Okay.
the last book in the Throne of Glass series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sunny's really deep in thought over there.
Because I think there's some that have a twist at the end that really shocked me. I recently read Daisy Jones and the Six. And technically I listened to it. It's a very good audiobook. I highly recommend it. But at the end, there is like this reveal and you're like, it's beautiful.
So I
And
wouldn't cry is what you're telling me.
No, actually, I don't even know if you'd like
I
it.
cried 4 times in that book.
In the Kingdom of Ash?
Yeah. And then I didn't tell my sister about the emotional damage in the book, and she was texting me. She's like, "Why the am I crying about these things?" Got him.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna really think about this.
Like Silent Patient. It does have a good twist.
Oh, it does. Yeah, that's
and
a good
I
one.
don't know if going back and rereading it now, if it would have the same effect. Because I know how it ends.
Well, I think that's the kind of point of the question. Like, if you could read it for the first time again, right?
That's what I was deep in thought about. It's like, yeah, there's quite a few books I think I would just read again for fun. There's so many books out there, so I don't usually want to reread something. I want to go on to the next thing. But there are some really good books that I'd be like, yeah, I would want to read that again, but probably won't.
Okay.
To read for the first time again and get that feeling of that shock. Ooh, Pretty Girls.
Oh yeah, that would be actually that might be just a good reread because it's been so long since I read it. But
And I haven't read it yet, so
you should.
Pretty
maybe.
Girls.
Yeah.
Is one.
I was
another one.
thinking about it, and there is one book now that I can reflect on. And I read it way a long time ago, but it was called By the Time You Read This. And I just remember bawling through most of it.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh, wait, so let's add it to the TBR.
I cried several times reading that book. And I
Wow.
probably read it in like 2 days because it was so good. It's about a parent who knows that they're going to pass away. So they write a series of letters to their child to read at certain points in their life. And it's the story of that child opening those letters. But it's like specific moments in your life that are very significant as you're growing. And this parent thought about it ahead of time. Like, how would I handle this? Here's the letter. How would I handle this? What advice would I give you? Here's the letter. And the kid's growing up and it gets to that point in their life and they find the letter and they open it and read it. And it's just like the parent is still parenting after they died. And it was, I just bawled several times. It was such a good book.
Tearjerker.
It was.
Okay. Unresolved questions. Were there any plot points or character arcs that you felt were left unresolved or could have been explored further? And the only thing I wrote is that I thought the tension and love plot between Evie and Tristan was slow and torturous. Never gets better.
Mic drop.
I get it. I get the genre that it was written in, but holy moly.
We need some penetration.
Rachel needs a release, all right?
I didn't even need that. Just something more than I don't know how to hug you. Put your arms around
Oh
me.
gosh. I made some notes throughout reading the book. Like, well, for a villain, he sure is a prude. Like,
Yeah. Rachel was wound up real tight after this book.
Yep. And then I started book 2 thinking like, they're going to bang it out. And they don't. They don't in book
you
2
read
either.
book two.
Dang it.
And if I'm just going to tell you now, Hannah Nicole, if I get through this book 3 that you're releasing this year, and they have not, I will not read any more of your books. I'm telling you now, because you keep putting it in our face and then just slapping it
Not
away.
literally like we want.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways.
She wants twisted love level, okay?
No, I don't. I don't want that.
Gross.
Can we get some carriage ride love? Like something. Jesus
ride
Christ.
Oh, that'd be cute.
They've already laid in each other and snuggled in the forest floor. What's another couple more inches?
They did?
When
At
he
the very
first
beginning
met,
of the
he like
first book?
spoons her.
Oh, yeah. He's like, my name's the villain. Oh, so scary.
I think I comment on that in the summary. Like, we get it. His name's the villain. You don't have to be like,
Oh, because he's like, they're like, Tristan, the villain.
yeah, every single time. I know.
Okay, so my response to unresolved questions is it's the first book in the series, so there's a lot of unanswered questions, I think. Where does Tristan get taken? Where is her mom? Is she still alive? My biggest question that I think should have been resolved before the end of this book, though, is what happened to Evie's dad? I know she gave him the sedative, but then she leaves him at the house. The book even mentions that she doesn't even know if her dad is alive in that room, but we never actually confirm it. I can't find it looking in the book, but I think Tristan's guards go and collect him or something. But is he alive? I'm sure if I read the second book, all these questions would be answered, but I feel like this is one that should have been answered in this book, but we don't know what happened to her dad.
Unless it has more to do with the storyline, and that's why we don't know.
Yes, he pops up again. In
I know, I
book
looked
2.
it up, but I looked it up and I know he is alive. But at the end of that book, it's not clear if her dad is alive. And she doesn't even go and check. Like that, she's just like, okay, yeah, have one of your henchmen collect him. And it's a briefest moment because obviously the whole world has just exploded in her brain because of all the stuff that's happening around her. But I don't know. I just wanted to know if he was dead or not.
Okay, mine were not as deep as that. So here we go.
All right.
I just thought it would have been kind of cool to know the story of the people that worked for the villain, get their backstories a little bit. How did they come across him? Did he find them in the forest like he did Evie? Did he just
everyone that works for him, he like collects
yes.
them up and
He's
come work
because
for me.
he's nicer than you think, right? He's a villain, but he also has a heart. Clearly find that out. So maybe he's just come under my wing, all of you orphaned children. So I don't know. That was just what I thought. I thought, that maybe because I knew there was more books. So I wasn't trying to ask a question that I figured would get answered in the next one. So I thought a little backstory of The Office would have been kind of cool. Alternate ending. If you could change one thing about the ending of Assistant to the Villain, what would it be and why? Nope. I don't think there could have been a different ending considering that there's another book. I think it shows exactly how the story would progress in a sequel. I am even interested in reading the next book.
Oh, wow. That changed from last week. I'll tell you that.
No, I'm telling you, after reflecting, I was like, actually, I kind of want to know what happened.
That's wild.
Oh, they don't bang it out, I'll tell you that
great.
much.
And don't expect any loving.
And because
nothing is what you're getting.
Make nothing. Since I wrote these this morning, I said I might have, hold on, listen. I might have woke up in a good mood because I don't remember any of these feelings while reading the story. So there you have it.
That's good.
Some of these questions were hard to answer because I've read the second book.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about
One
what
Dark
was it?
Window.
One
Yes.
Dark Window.
So
And I had completed the series. It was like,
yeah. So I said nothing to this question.
Okay.
Because there are things that get answered in the second book. So
So,
what I figured.
I have a hard time answering this question when we read a book that is in a series. They always end in a cliffhanger, and I don't know how the story truly ends because it hasn't yet. I will say I kept waiting for Evie to have powers throughout this whole book. I thought something was going to happen, and she was going to have some badass power that showed up like her mom. So if I would have written an alternate ending to this book, Evie would have destroyed those knights with something magical that had been living inside her the whole time. The villain could have still gotten taken. She still killed the blacksmith, but this magic in her didn't need one of the guards to help her because she took them all out in one blow with her magic. Bam!
Okay, Emerald Degassi.
Every time something was going to happen, I was like, oh, it's going to show up. She's going to have some sort of magical power, just like her mom. And then when those guards were attacking, and I was like, here it comes. And then the one guard killed the guy who was attacking her. I was like,
Lame.
I wanted her to be a badass. Not that she wasn't, but she was a badass without powers. That's lame.
Who wants that?
All right, adaptation dreams. If Assistant to the Villain were to be adapted into a movie or TV series, who would you cast in the main roles? I only casted Evie and Tristan.
I struggled with trying to decide who to cast because I thought there were so many people
that could.
I just did Evie, Tristan, Tatiana, and Becky.
Oh, okay.
I thought about adding more, but then I'm like, what about the dragon tamer? What's his name? Blade?
Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just
Or
did
even
Evie.
the dad. Or...
I was going to only do Evie and Tristan. And then I thought, well, I wonder if the girls are going to do like 2 more. So I'll put them in.
I
But
only
if
did
not,
Evie
then
and
we'll just do
Tristan.
Evie and Tristan.
No, I
You
want
good with that?
Yeah, we could still do yours.
All right.
Cast.
Oh, they're going to get picked.
Yeah.
Hey,
You win.
they're
You
going
got
to be the
automatic
worst
winners.
cast.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man.
Can't wait to hear what you said.
For Evie, I cast Olivia Cook. She's the girl from Bates Motel. She is a little bit older, but she plays like a high schooler, so I feel like she could be in her young, early 20s.
I do really like her. She's really
a good
cute.
actress.
She would.
I picked Haley Steinfeld.
Okay. I picked Jenna Ortega
Oh.
I do like her, actually.
for little Evie, like kind of dark. And
Cute.
Little Rascals.
How was she a specimen in someone's body?
No, she's look.
She wasn't
Look
alive
at
when
her.
Little Rascals
Yes,
came
she
out.
was.
No.
That's Little
Is this
Rascals
AI?
Save the Day. That's
next
not
one.
the original
The
Little
next one.
Rascals.
Thank you for clarifying.
You can have Jenna Ortega.
I wasn't trying to root for you so hard, actually.
I know, but you did. So winning.
Let's talk Tristan. I, for Tristan, picked Daryl McCormack.
I like him.
I do like that one a lot. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Who'd you pick? Rachel.
I picked Logan Learman.
I think I went along the lines of what you did.
Okay, who?
All right. I picked Nick Robinson.
Wow.
I know.
I did not picture him like that.
I didn't either. I think I like your picks. Honey.
Yeah, I like your pick.
Okay. Well, that was the easiest. Tell us who you did for Becky and for...
Okay, so for Tatiana, I picked Luna Blaze.
I do like her for the healer with her long hair.
Oh, yeah.
Throw some flowers
Cute.
in that bitch. I like her.
Okay, and who did you pick for Becky?
I picked for Becky Natalie Lind.
I like her for Becky. Morally gray, emotionally gold. This book plays with the morally gray love interest trope. Did it work for you? Do you prefer heroes with the dark side, or do you usually root for the golden retriever types? And I said, morally gray is my favorite color. I felt like if we look and we play into the color trope, it's more of a gradient. And Kristen is a lighter morally gray. I felt he was more like a Robin Hood-esque type.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't out there hurting the townspeople or terrifying the townspeople.
That's true.
He was really just going after the
Guys.
king and his henchman that was coming to kill him.
Yeah.
And that one rapist asshole that went after Evie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, he was killing people and had things. So, but I don't think he was like a hooked where
I was just gonna say that, yeah.
if he thought Evie, even when he thought Evie was going against him, he didn't lock her in a dungeon and try to torture her. He set her free.
Yeah.
And before he knew who she was, he protected her in the forest. So
Right.
I don't think he's super morally gray, but he's definitely not a golden retriever.
Yeah.
So he's a light gray.
I kind of said something similar and was like, there were many times in this book I thought the villain was a bit of a prude and not very villainous at all. It was clear from early on that he was most likely the good guy in the story that everyone just wanted or thought was the bad guy. Obviously, the killing people wasn't great, but he literally heard Evie was struggling to provide for her family because she gave up her job offer to someone else and he offered her a job. Speaking of, how does one make money in his line of work? Does he just steal it? Is that
He's Robin Hood. He steals from the rich.
is that the only way
and
to make your money
funds
as a villain?
his villainy. What if he has other companies?
So he has to steal?
Maybe he has other companies.
I mean, he has
the
enough
world
money
is
to-
not built well, so we don't
play
know.
it.
Maybe that's one of the
That's true.
unanswered questions we need
Maybe
to
he
know.
has a mead factory and he makes mead for the townsfolk. He supplies his brother's tavern with mead.
Oh, and there you go. Yeah, there's. I don't know how he makes so much money, but I need to get into villainy business, I think.
So I wrote, I don't know that I root for one specific type of hero. We have read some books where the love interest had some serious issues, and somehow I rooted for them. I think I root for the love that feels genuine, maybe.
Yeah.
Also, if the love interest shows growth, maybe they start off as a terrible person, but the love gives them a greater purpose. I'm in. I would have a similar feeling in life, I think. I would want a person to have love and be happy as long as they can show that they have growth as a person. If not, they can get diarrhea while stuck in fast track in traffic. That's literally what I wrote.
I will say really quick, actually, I do think I tend to, because I didn't really answer, do I usually like the darker heroes or the golden retriever types? I think I do typically like the more morally gray people. But I will say when we read a Emily Henry book, I love those guys and they're usually golden retriever types. So I think I can like both.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
In real life, and we talked about this in the
Yeah,
book,
that's true.
In
When
real
I'm
life,
reading, I like the darker.
we pick, and maybe that's just because we don't have that in real life, but in real life, we choose this golden retriever,
retrievers.
safer,
Yes.
not gonna murder you.
Which is why I think in my fantasy books, no, I'm okay with some
Throw me
killer.
on the wall
Oh, you
and
want some murdering.
strap me up,
guys.
strap me down.
In this fake world where killing is the norm. Yeah.
Also, that's another interesting thing to discuss because we don't have to do it today, but I think because we know that it's not a real world, you're willing to bend the rules and you're willing to go towards something you normally wouldn't because it's this.
It's a safe space.
It's a safe space. So how many people are we just like living in this fantasy world of dark and danger and whatever because we know that in real life we would never do it?
Yeah, I think that's totally it. I think when I'm reading, I'm like into it. Yeah, I like this. But if it was real life, I'd be like,
No, I don't want to go put anything in that trash bag with you, sir. Thank you very
He would
much.
never ask. He has people for that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so if you were the assistant, let's say you just got hired to the assistant, the most feared villain in the realm, what's your first move? Are you organizing his schedule or secretly planning your escape? So knowing me, I would likely jump right into the task at hand. Are you a villain and kill people on a daily basis? Yes. Are you also my employer, making sure I can have money to support my family? Also yes. So what do you need done? I will turn my head to the villainous things you do as long as the paycheck keeps rolling in. This is storybook life. In real life, I don't know that I could work for a person who does bad things. That's just not my thing.
That's a good point. I was definitely in storybook mode.
All right, great. Let's hear it.
I wrote, look, if I already agreed to do it, I'd do it and I'd do it well. I'd work hard at making that office run efficiently and streamline all the processes. I'd be like, sir, I found this program that will make killing your enemies 55% faster and increase profitability by 25% by analyzing historical vengeance data, optimizing malevolent guard deployment, and automating evil monologues with AI voiceovers. Also, side note, I color-coded your revenge calendar and added recurring reminders for blood oath renewals. You're welcome.
That was great.
Wow.
That was great. I said, I guess it depends on how I got to work for this fearsome villain. If it was like Evie and I was happy and willing to take the position, I'm organizing your schedule, babe. We're doing all the things. Your emails, my friend, will be in folders and it will be glorious.
I'm leaving those out of folders, just FYI.
I was like, however, that's why I wrote it in there for you.
60,000 read messages, but they will be read.
However, if I was trapped into a position by the villain, then I'm murdering my way out. Storybook time.
I like it.
That was fun. That's a fun one. Mm-hmm. Okay, the real villain. Evie's father ends up being the true villain of her story. Manipulative, cruel, and a major source of her trauma. How did his betrayal reshape Evie by the end of the book? What are your theories about what really happened to her mother?
We took a real turn. We went from light and funny to dark and
Maybe we should have
manipulative.
Daddy
with
drama.
the last one. Yeah, right? Her mother is for sure alive, and her dad is a real disgusting human being. Or is he human? I think he is. I'm sure Evie was devastated, but finding out that he had never struggled and she didn't need to ever stress to take care of them is... I can't even find the words for how disgusted I am. This is a devastating blow, and I hope in the following books in the series, Evie somehow gets revenge. Honestly, that's not even what I want. I want it, but I want her to have more than just that. I want her to have someone to truly care for her like a parent should. The mom in me is really coming out. I know she will find love in Tristan, and I'm sure he will take care of her in a beautiful way, but I hate that the people who were supposed to protect her abandoned her and allowed her to believe the weight of the family's burdens were on her shoulders. It definitely makes me sad for her. Let's adopt her.
I said it took some soul searching to answer this question because I've read the second book and I'm waiting for the third installment, so I know more of what happened to the mom. So I really had to jog my memory to remember what I felt like at the end of this book. Evie's father trauma is going to turn her dark. I don't think she's going to lose her bubbly core, but I think it's going to be very easy for her to turn into a villain herself. Mm-hmm. As for her mother, because the magical explosion that her mom happened killed her brother, I don't know what I would do as a mom. Would I be terrified that I would hurt my other two children? So that's why I'm running away to protect them. I don't know what it's like to lose a child. So I don't know if her reaction to thinking that she killed her son is what drove her away, but I don't know if I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I said the plot twist of her father really had me shocked. I hated all of it. He was such a jerk and had zero care or love for his kids, especially Evie. It was so frustrating as it started to unfold. It was a good twist for the story, but not for my heart. Evie really took a turn at the end and embraced her dark side. It's almost like all this terrible stuff happened and she chose violence as a result. It makes me think about how many people in real life have similar situations. Bad things happen, shitty circumstances happen to many people. It's how you choose to respond to that makes all the difference. Some choose to let it go and focus on positive, and others will take that energy, harness it, and use it as the reason they're angry forever. It just sucks. But did I think about her mom? I totally forgot about it when I was answering the question because I was so
into the dad
being such a butthead. Do I think her mom was alive, and did I think she was alive throughout the story? Yes, 100%. I didn't think she was dead, especially after you find out the dad lied.
We've officially talked assistant to the villain to death, so now it's time to resurrect our energy for Like Mother, Like Daughter by Kimberly McCrate next week. Subscribe so you're locked in for more chaos, spice, and unsolicited literary hot takes every Wednesday.
Yes, go on now, give us a rate and review. Think of it like sending a nice thank you card, only digital. And yes, we do read them all, usually with a shawl on and a cocktail in hand.
Want more plot twists and strong opinions? Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at LitOnTheRocksPod, and check out literatureontherocks.com. We'll save you a seat at the next chapter.
Until then, stay salty, stay sassy, and stay sipping. Cheers!
Toodaloo!
Bye!